For recording, Andrew?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So cool. So then this, let's see here. When does this take place?
Do you?
So Hana is possessed with the conviction of the devil for the first at least several hours after coming out of cryo. So not then, but possibly like around closer to the end of the day.
Okay.
So he would actually he probably wouldn't have been there when Rai got back.
Okay.
That is to say, he probably missed the notification that she got back at all.
That'll be fine. She didn't really send out an all call or anything like that herself.
Right. He's been cooped up in his room, so when he finally hears, he will probably send a message. Just, I've been informed you are on ship, ?
That would be correct.
Location?
My office.
May I join you?
Always.
Fantastic. And then he will, like, 10 minutes later or so, you hear a knock on your door.
I'm in.
Door opens. Hana comes in for ahead of time, just for descriptors and such. He doesn't look the best. First day Hana never looks the best, but this is in addition to that. First day Hana, who hasn't taken the time to properly care for himself. So he kind of looks like shit. But like tame shit.
Man, you really missed me, huh?
I didn't realize that you had gotten back. Apologies.
No need to apologize.
How long have you been here? Also, hello.
Hi. Well, once you guys jumped in, essentially.
Damn. He comes in and he'll just take a seat. Well, for starters, hello. How are you?
Good.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
To clarify, I believe I know the answer to this already. 1 second, I need to find my fucking token. There I am. Okay. I believe I know the answer to this already, but what we experienced, that was you.
Yes.
He smiles a bit. Well, then I suppose I should apologize for the sudden affection before. I wasn't sure at the moment. I'm well aware now that it is. But
I'm sorry. What?
I'm not...
Are you apologizing for hugging me?
It wasn't really the time of the place, was it?
Doesn't mean wasn't welcome.
Well, is it still welcome?
This is an elaborate build-up to asking for a second hug. It was very well played. Sure.
It wasn't an elaborate plan, but... he will get up and arms out.
Get over here and get a hug.
hug, pat,
Hey,
pat.
a physical hug.
Mm-hmm.
A proper hug. Non-shock hug.
Very, very happy to see Rai. It's good to have you back. I have a lot of questions.
I have a few myself.
Great. Looks like we can do both then.
Yours are probably more important first, but how serious are these questions?
You may have information that will help further my hypotheses.
Okay. Scientific.
Yes, actually.
Okay. Then I would like to go first with one of my things.
Very well.
You're going to make sure, like, looks over to make sure, like, the door is shut. Some things happened here and there, obviously. You expect things to happen when you are ferried away like that.
Right.
One of them's pretty, big, I guess?
I'd imagine several bits of it is. Given the type of work you were sent out for.
Yeah. He, like, thinks for a couple moments. Looks like almost shy. Before looking back up at you.
Waits, but cocks his head to the side, curiously.
Sorry, you're gonna be the only person I've told, so trying to get over the jitters.
Take your time. There's nothing to be worried about.
Well, I just... Oh,
Wait, sorry, keep going. I'm just going to quietly roll my 3 dice.
go for it. Roll your 3. She says, well, you know I always liked how it looked on you, so I just thought I'd try and copy it, but I think I fucked up somewhere. And we'll pull back the hair that usually covers her eye, and we'll show the thing.
Eyebrows go up. Huh.
Golden halo eye with a broken halo.
Where is she relative to Hana?
I mean, she's probably sitting at her... I mean, they just hugged, so she didn't, like, move away. So.
Then he, without, like, it's clear the very, like, the curiosity, and then it's like that very clear, like, oh, huh. I'm just interested. And he will reach up and put a finger or thumb on her chin and gently kind of turn her head a little bit so that he can have a better look at it.
Mm-hmm. He allows it, of course, looks at him, looks away from him. You get a good, like, 360 look at this eyeball.
You modified it?
No. It's all me. Now.
Whoa. Huh. And one second, I'm going to look back at the picture again. It's like yellow, right? Like gold?
Gold. Shimmer and all.
Which
nice.
is a unusual color for halos.
Mm-hmm.
But not impossible, just unusual.
It's a nice color, rare. Never seen them quite broken up like this before, though. How did this? It's weird to say it, but where did you get this?
Had to take my shots, so to speak.
Shots?
Got inoculated for a few things.
This is part of their system?
Sort of. I think I'm a special case.
You can still see with it, right?
2020.
Holds his hand up a little bit to see the light reflecting off it. Well, I'll be damned. It's certainly a unique identifier. It suits you.
Thanks.
Why so shy about it?
I don't know, feels weird.
It's not the most normal, but that isn't a bad thing. Unless you're trying to blend into a crowd, but with all due respect, that's never something you were the best at doing. But to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you can use this to read it in the dark now.
I have noticed that, actually. It's very useful.
Welcome to the club. Let's go, Virgin.
I'll smile and then go to sit down somewhere.
Mm-hmm. No. Join in the sitting. Were you about to say something? I didn't want to cut you off accidentally.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay. Say. Inoculated. So. What, you passed the coming of age trial?
Yes and no. I mean, I did pass a trial, definitely. But that's not. I didn't get that. I didn't get this because of the trial. That's something different.
He's had a kind of soft, pleasant expression, but it was a little more serious. He said, "You had a choice, right?"
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Thanks for looking at.
Of course. So why isn't your other one that way?
This one?
Yes.
That one is not real?
Did Hana ever know this? I don't think he did.
I think Hana would know.
Would he? No, because if so, he wouldn't ask, because he'd know why it's not like that.
Yeah. I mean, every time you get a dirty look from Rai after calling her gun, it's a skull eye instead of a...
Okay, that's fair. Alright, then. Yeah. So I suppose if it wasn't for the other eye, you'd have two.
Yeah. It, meddled with my genetics a bit. I'm gonna need to re-access, my biometrics and everything. It's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Oh, so this isn't the only change.
This is the only outright one, I guess. My blood work is different, of course.
Oh?
It's genetic.
Well, Most blood work is genetic.
I mean, the eye, the change, the
Sorry.
inflation, it's all genetic. She smiles.
What is a change? What, the from AB to O, or
More like from B positive to off the fucking chart.
anomalous?
So to speak.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, I won't be giving blood anytime soon, it seems.
Fortunately, there's others on the ship to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you don't need a blood donation anytime soon.
I think getting blood is fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think. But honestly, I don't think I'm gonna need, if I'm in a state where I need a blood transfusion, I don't think I'm gonna need it. I think I heal slightly faster as well.
Eyebrows up?
I haven't exactly tested the theory full out, so please don't start punching me to test things.
I wouldn't do that.
I know, it's a joke.
Sorry, I just... This is a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Forgive the question, this isn't to be insulting in any way, shape, or form, just for clarity. You're still human?
Aren't we all?
Yes, generally, but we've also been running into a lot of entities that aren't quite.
I'm pretty sure I still fall under the human
Just a different
denomination.
genetic variation.
Some altering, I guess, would be a proper term for it.
Ah, I see. Well then, congratulations, Rai. You have had a process of which over 80% of the universe can't afford.
Yay!
Look a bright side.
Always was a rich bitch.
Remind me, for her going out, it was when she got back the others would be let go, right? The other people?
Yep.
Okay. Speaking of, the deal was held? The others are...
They're being potted up and taken out to other planets, which of course they'll be able to get help from. Even rescued some others.
Glad to hear.
The Rossi's probably gonna start getting their inbox flooding with rescue bonuses, rescue rewards, and maybe some thank yous or something, I'm sure.
I'm sure Amanda will be able to foster those.
I'm sure she's screaming.
With joy or stress, we don't know which. I'm sure she wouldn't mind a donation to help with our funds. Thank you for the update, by the way.
Of course. And hey, now no one can say that Mama doesn't bring home the bacon.
Did anyone say that in the first place?
No, but just in case.
I think none of us were in a position to critique the doctor. We have a couple doctorates on board, but Lord knows I can't do a surgery. And Joy, if he's listening in, no offense, goes by nurse, even though he's technically a doctorate.
Yeah, I guess... Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, Joy is a doctor, but goes by Nurse Joy.
No, before that.
I can't do surgery?
Didn't you operate on me during that...
I did. Mostly Joy did.
Huh.
Someone had to do it. You couldn't do it on yourself. And I have a very rudimentary understanding of it, but
Not just
my
the
doctorate
confidence,
is in
just what got me.
thermodynamics.
Lack of confidence is what got me.
The last thing you needed to do is have a worrying fit while in there.
Okay.
Probably a better way to figure that one out, but you made it.
Yes. Yes, I did. all's well that ends well.
I apologize.
For what? Was it that bad?
He looks a little like a god for a second.
Oh god, it was that bad.
It was a little rough.
Oh god, it was really bad.
We're very grateful for Joy.
You saying it was rough? Now I know it was. Oh god.
We're very grateful for Joy.
Okay, well.
Casually dab sweat. Put it in the past, it's fine.
Yep.
Is being cold a new adjustment, or he kind of looks her up and down with the new leotard?
No, bodysuit.
Bodysuit. Leotards can be bodysuits, thank you.
Oh, well. Let me push up my glasses here. You see, Hana, when you said new leotard, the sentence immediately makes it seem as if it is the same as the old one, styled, but just newer. And so one would think... No, I'm joking. It's like, no, actually, it's very comfortable. And I'll... There's another reason why I'm wearing it.
Oh.
I don't trust your bones.
Question mark?
Here, throw this cup at me. Or throw this mug at me.
I detest violence.
I guess you do, huh? Okay, well, I can't exactly throw something at myself, so there goes my presentation. Thanks for coming to my talk. Would it help if I said it wouldn't hurt me?
It's still kind of uncomfortable, if I'm honest.
Okay,
It's the principle of it all. I could throw it in the air.
Okay, how about this? We're not doing a... No, how about this instead? She bunches up some of the material and then, like, hands you, like, a pen or, like, some scissors. And, like, just like, okay, cut it.
Cuts it?
It doesn't cut.
The leotard?
Nope. Yeah, the leotard doesn't cut. It's even hard to even try to cut it. Because it's armor.
Huh. And it looks like cloth?
And it moves like cloth.
What he kind of shifts the material in his fingers, then he moves. He kind of takes one of Rai's hands and plays with the hem of it, of her, like, sleeve, and just, what material is this made out of?
I don't think I know, but it's comfortable. Feels like, normal clothing material. Acts like fucking steel armor.
Chance-kun.
And,
go ahead.
And I don't know if... Correct me if I'm wrong, Chance. I'm looking, there's probably like a button or something on the back or something she has to push for it, but she pushes a thing.
There's it's probably somewhere like on your chest, says adamant/stomach area.
Of course. So, we'll raise hand between the boobs.
Because that's where Rai would put it, of course.
Of course, that's where it goes. And the material gets like 5 layers thinner. If that's even possible. I say possible. It's obviously possible, but like, I mean, if layers could be a measurement for this, is what I mean to say. Not that it's not possible, because you're gonna see it fucking happen. And I have to say, because legally I am required to let you know from HR
Mhm.
and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It is very thin.
I've seen this woman nude before. It's fine.
Yes. Just letting you know in a tasteful way.
Yeah, no, I understand. It is it's a good sight, and thank you, Rai. Very appreciative. But this is science.
No, I mean this is all for science. Yes, of course.
I know. It's just the ooga booga there. No, we're not. There's none of it because it's just like wow. How
unless
did that
I can
happen?
roll a seduction to make the ooga booga
If you
more
want to.
important than the science. No, I'm not. This is not what this is.
I will say only one correction. It's not so much cloth-like as it is body glove-like, but it's not like, normal body gloves where it's like skin tight. It can become skin tight, but it's not always skin tight. It's just that sense of what's the word I'm looking for?
Material?
It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like plastic, but it doesn't feel like cloth either. It's something in between. But it's still comfortable. It's very strange.
Is there a roll to try and look at this quick and try and fathom how the hell it could have been done? Especially given background?
Given your background, you got no idea. However, actually, no. You know what?
No, because background specifically was dealing with something quite like this. It wasn't my department, but
I'm going to say for another reason, not your background, but roll brain science.
Okay.
You're going to need to get a decent amount of successes, though.
I will try. I have no willpower left after my dunkage in the valley, as I'm going to lightly put it.
Oh.
4 successes?
Okay, you know what? I think 4 successes is enough.
Yeah.
So, you know that there's some materials that are no longer in circulation for a bunch of reasons. Mostly because, Veterans are gone, and Veterans are ones that made said materials. But, definitely some of those, otherworldly materials that were able to break some of the laws of physics would fit the bill here.
I don't want to make you come up with a name offhand. So
no, there is a bunch of them. In this particular case, fuck. 1 second. I need to bring up my note real quick because I actually have them all named.
Iridium.
Say again, buddy.
Coolium.
Coolium.
Radis.
Radis. Yep.
No, be gone.
Kawaiacus.
Be gone.
Cloveker.
I'll kill you both.
Dependium.
Antimonium.
Neat.
Bubanicum.
Bubanicum is so good.
It's made out of... So there's 3 different candidates for what it could be made out of. Duranium.
Yes, because I'm deranged.
Yeah, because you're deranged. Cornundium or Corbomite.
And are these all very much like materials that were exhausted?
It's not that they're exhausted, it's that only Veterans knew how to access them. Halo, and the only reason you'd be able to know about it is because Halo has some of the remaining facilities to work with these materials.
Okay.
But Halo lacks a means to get them. No one knows where these minerals come from, they just know that they came from somewhere.
Okay.
And that these materials allowed Veterans to defy some of the laws of physics. Like, an example is, you would know with Duranium, it's incredibly light, and despite being incredibly light, it is ridiculously strong. Most of her spacecraft were created on Duranium. It's why, part of the reason why terrain, just the hulls of a Terran ship are worth more than engines on other ships
Okay.
because of that material.
Okay. So he's examining it, right? And then you see, like, the eureka moment hit him, and he just lets go, and he flails his hands a little bit. He's like, I think I know what this is, actually. Pushes up glasses. Oh, no. That's, there's 3 possible materials it could be, but given that it's so thin but so durable, it could either be duranium, cornundium, or corbonite. All of which, they're materials of which are extremely malleable but extremely strong. That's rare as shit! Like, this is, I'm talking like, we had facilities on Halo to work with these materials, just to make them a little bit more malleable, but we didn't have access to the materials themselves.
Interesting.
That, and you've got a whole suit made out of it, right? You're wearing on certain markets, I'd argue you're possibly wearing a small ship with how much that'd be worth.
Oh, this is how you get inside over my bodysuit. You're gonna probably like going over my cog.
Leans in.
Later.
You're right, but I very much would love to. And also, if I could get more tests on this, I could probably deduce which of the 3 it is.
Well, you're gonna have to peel me out of it.
As you said, later. Smile.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. That's exciting. Leans back in his chair. Oh, that's so exciting! Alright, sorry. I have not seen this material in a while.
It's nice to apologize.
In fact, this is your first time actually seeing the material. You've only read
So
about it.
exciting! Practically glowing. Kid in a candy store. Alright, just takes a moment. Okay. You mentioned the cog, and then we can't talk. We'll talk about it later. Fair. Mm-hmm. I'm practicing patience. I am capable of patience. But does it have weapon upgrades?
It does. I would suggest not trying to hook it up to a matrix, though. I don't think it's very compatible anymore.
How so?
It's not compatible anymore.
You tried? Does it fry the matrix?
It might fry the upgrade, maybe? I doubt it, though. But
I would love to take a look at that at some point.
well, you break it, you buy it.
I'll be very careful.
I'd hope so.
I'm not trying to upload anything onto it, just to understand all the different things. This is all... I mean, we knew they had advanced technology. Did you by chance... Well, cut me off at any point, but did you by chance hear while you were there how long they have been around for? Not even them specifically, just their organization, whatever the ferrymen.
A long time.
How but years? Like approximately more than 100?
Yes.
Do you know if they had the same technology that entire time?
I don't.
Damn. Well, that's still a question then. Rai can pick up general sort of emotions from people, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can tell he's for a bit there. It was just absolutely buzzing, with all the excitement. But at this point, you can tell there's a perplexity and a sort of underlying tone of like it's not concern, but it is like there's something there. There's
Caution.
caution, maybe not a weight. There's a weight
Okay.
to the mind.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
His emotions would kind of betray otherwise.
Mm-hmm. The sound of his voice betrays otherwise.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you needed your fucking powers to figure out that one.
Is it something I can help with?
In relation to this discussion we're having, I'm fine. That's all.
But not in relation to that, then you're not okay?
Well, it's first day. Never feels great.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for this information. I've been looking some things up. I mean, try not to dig too much into it. This is much bigger than all of us. But
trying to understand it.
Yes. It's all a little strangely familiar. I suppose, well... Are they recording our ship? Do you know?
The ferryman?
Yes.
I don't believe so.
Fantastic.
I think at most they tracked it so that I could get back.
Their technology, it didn't dawn on me until later that it's familiar to a project I used to work on. And so I'm trying to date which one came first, which was the inspiration for the other. I want to lean towards maybe they're the inspiration for our project, but the specifics that we were working on is so familiar.
Interesting.
The ability for a armor, a cog, to be so thin and able to cloak, and it
sounds like any military's wet dream.
Yes, but
you're personally familiar with it.
To a degree. So I thought it was curious, and maybe the idea had been gleaned from something pre-existing, or possibly the other way around. That's all. That just explanation for.
Okay.
I did have more questions for you, but
Ask away.
this might take a bit. Are you sure? Do you
It's not
want
like I'm not
more
gonna
time
busy.
to relax? Very well. What extent of familiarity do you have with shock space? You mentioned before that while we were in that limbo, that you'd stayed awake.
Yes, for the entirety of my stay with the ferrymen, I believe Mindy called them.
Yes.
Whenever they were jumping through shock space, I was awake for it.
Okay.
Time is kind of weird, so I couldn't give you an exact estimate. I'd say
No need to explain. Yeah, I understand it.
Yeah.
It's long and short at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. But you're familiar with it is the point.
Familiar as hopefully, well, as familiar as one could say they are with.
Opposed to a normal person who is
Yeah.
not familiar with shock space.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I would like your thoughts on some research.
Okay. I am, I guess, the resident shock expert now.
Do you mind if we take a walk to my room? I have diagrams.
Sure.
Great. And he will get up, kind of steady himself for a second, and then start heading out. Kind of wait for her.
She'll follow. A little bit slow, but following.
Mm-hmm. Slow as in, like, taking her time, or slow as in, like, kind of hurting a little bit?
At this point, kind of hurting a little bit.
Are you all right?
I'll be fine. Just a little bit of time.
What happened?
Thanks for a moment. Got attacked by an animal.
An animal.
Yeah.
Well aboard their ship?
Yes. It's okay. I won.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Oh, that is.
Do you need assistance with anything?
I'm good.
I have 3 dice to my name.
You try empathy?
I'm gonna. With my 3 dice. Hiya! Beat that.
Oh boy. Beat that. Hiya! Beat that. Those are your last words. Those are the words you want to be the last out of your mouth.
Yep. Come on.
Hiya!
Beat that.
Just enough. But is there anything in particular you're trying to look for? Because I could just give it to you.
He's trying to see if she's downplaying it.
Doesn't seem like she's downplaying it.
Okay. He'll nod and they can make their way over. He'll say, like, basic conversation along the way, be like, not much has changed while you've been gone. The tensions are a little high here and there, but I think most people are just happy you're back.
That's good. Gotta do some checks here and there, so I'll be able to fit right back in.
Doop, doop. He will.
How are our cops doing?
Bold and brazen, and
Ooh.
very. You missed quite the spectacle earlier.
I see.
The Federation came by. He's not saying this in front of Wyatt. We're gonna assume Wyatt is.
Right, he's dead. Well, he threw him in the opposite direction I threw him.
Federation came by, and that was all fine and well, but
is this after I left? They came by for the people, or
the people. Blanc called them in for assistance,
right?
Which was actually fine. Genuinely, it was fine. But things got a little heated between Ram and Melv, and Blanc gave his very pointed opinion on his thoughts of how Melv should handle himself.
Oh, now I need to hear about this. What?
I mean, he kind of waits until he gets to his room and opens the door. When he opens the door, by the way, Rye's been in his room before, I think. So she's used to probably the usual thing, which is like plants and a whiteboard and some things laying out here and there for tinkering. It's in a controlled state of chaos right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of papers and diagrams up of the things he has seen in Shock Space.
Oh. Okay.
Very detailed drawings and things like that he's been working all day on, just to make sure he has them down.
You beat me to it.
As I said, I want your feedback on things. Move some papers if you need to. Come on in.
Yeah, comes in.
Close the door behind her. Alright, so, not everyone's doing great. Melv could be doing better. Ram's struggling. They're the primary two, but I'm sure there's others.
I'll do some rounds.
I wouldn't talk to Ram right now.
I wasn't going to.
Okay, then. She probably just needs a little bit. Yeah, so... Melv's been on edge. Ram's been on edge. Put them in a room with each other.
I assume it's a recipe for disaster.
He very pointedly mentioned, he being Ram, pointedly mentioned Amanda in relation to Melv. Said that Melv seemed stressed and he should get a massage from Amanda. Given their history, I'm sure you can understand why that's a little... Melv didn't take that well. It wasn't very obvious, but if you knew him well enough, it was he was irked about it. And given that Ram can tell these things without seeing it, he was apparently a lot angrier than he showed.
Okay.
And apparently, they were very close to getting in a fight. I'm glad that Melv held his temper, but then Black saw how Ram had referred to Melv and said that Melv should take control of the situation and not let his crew talk to him that way.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Which, to some degree, that's there's a time and a place.
Yeah, I think you usually try and give people advice on their leadership styles, not in front of the people
Exactly.
that are obviously having a problem. Because then it just seems like you're calling them out in front of their crew, which makes them look overall worse and makes them probably feel more attacked than anything.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But everything diffused well enough. As far as I'm aware, Ram and Melv spoke and talked it out superficially.
You're right.
He kind of rolls his eyes a bit.
I'll go check on Mouth.
If you'd be willing to, I'm trying not to push too much, but
I'll get through to him. Figure some things out.
I'm just glad his pod didn't wake him up like the rest of us.
It didn't?
No. Him, Amanda, the kids, they stayed asleep.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean,
I tried to trigger it, but the ship wasn't taking my inputs when I tried to wake them up.
I mean, wait. It wouldn't take your inputs.
No. I mean, the power was a bit finicky, so maybe it had something to do with that.
Either that or it was the thing.
The entity?
You could have picked and choose who it wanted.
Is it capable of affecting the ship in such a way?
It's something that big? I wouldn't put it past it.
Maybe.
It locked me in my room and stopped people from being able to get to me or even knowing that I was in trouble. Whether that was because I physically was actually unconscious somewhere or something else, I still couldn't leave.
When we awoke, we were in the hallways. So I don't think we were physically elsewhere from the beginning.
You probably were in that levelly upper in-between kinda. Everything's kinda here, but kinda not at the same time.
Right. Partially real.
Yeah.
Likely. Nonetheless, the actions we were taking, as strange as our reality was around us, were real. The oxygen was stabilized, the power was restored. And none of the wounds we received stayed.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
I'm learning that very quickly.
And sometimes it still feels like a bitch, but...
Well, it hurts, yes.
Mm.
And some pieces can stay.
Yes.
Need justice glasses. Anyhow, speaking of which, so here's a couple things. And so what you see is there's a detailed drawing and breakdown of what he saw of the large creature that we had made a deal with there. From what he saw, so it's not the true sight of it or whatever, but there's pieces of it that it's cat-like in some areas, and then snake-like in others, and then there's some parts that are just abstract, and he has that broken down so there's an overall picture of it, and then the little kind of close-ups, and then on the side he just has in quotations Sphinx. Like on the side of the paper. There is several images with detailed drawings of large towering obelisks, kind of just running in a large field. They seem to go on for a while. And specific close-ups of obelisks with the ruins, very pointedly each side drawn out, with focuses on them, one of which is labeled Infinitology and the other is labeled Corruptor. Then there is an entity drawn of a large coatl-like creature. I think Rai has run into it before, so she might recognize it, the Seeker. That's drawn out. And the Seeker is written next to it.
Huh.
And so those are like the primary drawings, and there's a bunch of different versions of it, and like some parts that were scrapped because they weren't turning out as well as he wanted.
Right. Alright, definitely looks over all of them.
Alright, so starting So, first things first, I don't agree. I will have to respectfully disagree with your statement that shock space is an ocean.
It's
It's a sphere.
It's definitely not a sphere.
It's a sphere.
Okay, why do you think it's a sphere?
So here's how it was explained to me.
Mm-hmm.
There is the outer layer, right? So think of it like skin, I guess. There's a dermis, the thinnest, upmost layer. That's where we would find ourselves. I would say that there's a layer outside of it as well, which is our world. Can't touch it usually. And there's the dermis, in which you're slightly in contact with it, but mostly within your reality. And there's other layers. Now, not all of them transpond with each other. It's more like a tissue than anything else. There's localized areas with specific functions. And it can loop back in on itself. It isn't the next layer is inadvertently different. Some of them are connected. Some of them are grouped tissues. Just because one's deeper than the other doesn't mean they all don't harmonize in a way. And then there's a core. There's a main center. I learned this while I was there. And just because you go deeper doesn't mean it's worse. Because I remember you mentioned the deeper it is, the worse it is. Deep, just because you jump down doesn't mean you're going down. You could end up anywhere, and he kind of draws this and he kind of makes it into, he draws this and he's like, you can end up on any layer in certain areas. Just jumping down doesn't mean you're going down. Just means you're going elsewhere.
And just to be sure, one of the entities told you this, or
half experience, half speaking with them? Yes.
Right.
Multiple entities.
At some point during your experience, did everything go from looking one way to suddenly looking another way? I feel like your head hurt a little bit.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. No, it was all strangely connected.
Got it. Okay.
Except for one point where it sort of transition.
Right. Okay. We'll continue. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Well, I want to just juxtapose this to your thoughts that it's an ocean.
Right.
Motions for her to go.
Okay. Well, like, hold your hands together, like, to feel like where to start. Do you just want, like, all my points? You want me to counter points here, or?
I don't know how much of this you agree with. I don't know how much of this you've experienced.
It's
plenty,
definite.
I'm sure.
I don't even know if you could say it. One sec, I gotta figure out what I would say. Saying it is an ocean might be a bit much, because I don't know if anyone could describe one set form to the entirety that is that realm, I guess would be the best way to put it. But it's definitely a lot easier to think of it as an ocean in layers. I don't think anything has set forms. I've never experienced any sort of like processes that are centered in certain areas and not in others. Most things are different based upon what has affected that area, what has been through the area, and what has given that area form on of itself. I have actually experienced sort of what I can only describe as the liquid, I guess, that is shock space. Though it's not exactly a liquid, but I know it flows into whatever container you put it in. You can make a bubble of it, or you can let it swarm over you.
It clings. It kind of climbs, almost.
It flows like water.
Roughly.
Pretty closely.
If we're thinking about the same thing. There were pools that I came across that were like water.
Nope.
But different.
Not those pools. Those are bad pools. Don't hit those pools.
Too late!
Did you go through one of those pools? Did you go through one of those pools after I told everyone not to go through the pools?
No, you said don't jump off the edge.
I said that. I said both.
I did not hear the second part.
Okay, well, those pools are something different.
Well, I figured out what those pools are, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your experience was with them, but I learned they can lead anywhere. A toss-up. Sometimes they go where you want to go, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they will take you to a completely random part of Jacques' space. Higher, more superficial, more deep. It doesn't matter. Just because it goes down doesn't mean you're going down. That's actually...
So, what you're describing is jumping between the layers, then?
These pools do.
Mm-hmm. But
not in a
right.
A continual function.
But the main ocean process is the higher you are to the surface, the less fucky things are.
That
the
I can.
You go, the more fucky things are.
Yes, but I suppose it can be misleading describing it as an ocean because that implies that there is a flat plane when it's not. Because the implication is once you hit the bottom, the only way back up is up. But it's not. You can keep going lower, and you'll find your way back as well.
Hana, once you hit the bottom, you don't come back up. Unless something lets you come up. I've seen the bottom. The Seeker brought me to the bottom. I assume he brought you too?
He brought me back.
Yeah, he can do that.
So you've encountered the Seeker?
Yes.
First of all, I got a lot of this information from him. Is he a viable source, do you believe? He seemed rather straightforward with me. I find his ethos quite compelling.
In some cases, yes. Some cases... It depends. I mean, I haven't had full-blown conversation with full-blown conversations with him. I can assume
he's quite amicable.
He's very understanding our perception thing. But I know he is obsession. He's an embodiment of obsession.
Of an obsession?
Is the Seeker because he seeks. It's what he does. It's what he is.
He pursues knowledge.
Pursues. He is pursuit. He is seeking. He is the obsession of that, as far as I got.
What did he pursue when you encountered him?
Oh god, I gotta remember.
Also, while you're thinking about that, I think there is a way up from the core. Without the Seeker.
Yeah?
It's just not easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I can't test this theory, but it was told to me.
By the Seeker?
No, by... Well, I've roughly dubbed it the Sphinx, because it didn't have a name. It literally doesn't have a name. He motions back to the form. We encountered it in the graveyard. You fed the...
That thing, yeah.
It's the keeper of the graveyard. That's where we were. It referred to it as a graveyard. It's where lost souls, quote, quote, went. A limbo.
Sounds very poetic for what that thing is.
It was quite well spoken.
Nor did you just hear it as well spoken.
No, we...
Because it doesn't look like that.
No, I can't... if you are able to perceive it differently, Ram was able to perceive it differently. If you could get me a picture, I would greatly appreciate it. My mind cannot physically comprehend what it looks like.
Yes.
Because it might break, but I would appreciate a more accurate artistic rendition.
That's another thing as well. You're going to have to take everything you've seen. It's like a semi-brain of your own mind trying to fathom.
That's why I drew these,
Yeah.
is because I figured over time my mind is going to try to justify the experience I've had, and it'll change to something more mundane, or try to protect itself. I don't think that's... I understand that most of the things I see are going to some way be filtered through my lens, but there are some things here, and emotions to the drawings, I am positive what I've seen is what it is.
Okay.
But onto what you were thinking. What was the Seeker pursuing when you encountered him?
God. I'm gonna have to ask Chances here to help me with that, because I can't remember if there was a specific... unless you mean like if he was pursuing something in specifics, because if that's the question, then I know the answer to that one. But if he was looking for something what the feeling I got was Chance.
Yeah, the feeling, kind of.
Roll me a straight brains, please.
Shit. Five.
Nice.
Did you say 5?
5. I remember my shock dad.
Fucking Christ, I'm so upset.
I remember my shock dad.
Alright, so you remember that sorry. The Seeker was kind of vague about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how you think they were. They gave you more of a pep talk than anything. But when you did ask them what they were seeking, and they told you in pretty certain terms that they were seeking more. Seeking knowledge, seeking, well, information, just new things. And you got the sense that, that this is what they do.
Yeah, okay. So, Rai reiterates like what she said.
Okay.
Knowledge, seeking new things.
So it is consistent. I know, Chance is the cutest little hiccups ever. But that's consistent with what I could tell.
Yes, I think the Seeker is an entity that is so old and so powerful that I don't think he really needs to change much and is able to be perceived pretty naturally, it seems.
Right. So you've been to the core.
You mean to the bottom?
You'll call it the bottom, I will call it the core. It's the center of the sphere.
It's the bottom of the ocean.
The Seeker described it as the core.
He described it as the core for you.
Yes, because it's a sphere. That doesn't matter. Stick with your ocean theory if you need. Point
I've
is,
seen it.
the deepest you can go, the deepest most layer.
Mhm.
We both can agree on that.
For now. Continue.
What was it like for you?
Dark. With untold amounts of entities that were ready and willing to come and snatch me up for their own power, or for sate their hunger, or
Strange. Where I was, it was barren, and everything was dead. The Seeker was the only entity I'd seen. I was there for a while. Well, relatively.
And a barren dead world.
He nods.
Desert.
I think so, right, Chance? At the top layer?
The top layer?
Yeah.
You
said it was sand-like, right?
Sand / dust-like, but everything was like gray and colorless.
Okay.
Oh my god.
he will say that. There was a cave, a large expanse of cave structure. And within it was a opening to the world outside. In the sky was a bubbling water-like sun, multi-prismatic, and it was the only light around. There was a large spire. He taps the drawing that says Infinitology on it.
The obelisk one?
One of the obelisks. It was a piece that had fallen from above. I think these obelisks might be the reason the pools exist, or at the very least they're capable of creating them or puncturing into them. That's a theory. But the way this one landed, it almost seemed like it hit and tipped and sliced a hole. And that I could, because I found it, I saw the tip of it through one of the pools. Which is the only reason that pool was anchored to anywhere specific.
So you followed the pool, and it went into that.
I followed the spire within the pool.
In the pool, and it led to that piece.
Yes.
Right. So again, those pools don't lead to places.
They do.
The barren desert was a good place?
I didn't say they lead to good places. I said they lead places.
I'm saying most of those places are bad places.
It's Shock Space. There's not a lot of good places.
There are some.
There's a lot of interesting places.
Some good places. I've seen some good places.
I wouldn't describe this place as bad either, though, to be honest with you.
If those obelisks were there, it was definitely bad.
Only one type of them is bad. Relatively speaking, bad to humans.
Good. No type of them is good.
I disagree.
You can disagree all you want.
If you have more information about them, give me it in a moment, but allow me to explain.
Please do. I would love. Please finish. You wouldn't say please finish in that way. She'd word it better with of course.
Sure. Sure,
like, please finish so I can come for your life. It's not that. It's please finish as in this is a scientific powwow back and forth. She's recognizing the rules of Model UN, and you are entitled to finish.
While I was there, I found this and activated it accidentally.
Oh God.
And when I did that, there was the bubbling sun at the top of the cave. It made it go out. Got rid of it. And it tried to... I described it earlier as it saw into me. The obelisk. Mm-hmm. I recognized the symbols on it. You see, these obelisks are nearly identical. And he pulls up two different pictures. At first look, can you tell the difference aside from the different spirals coming off of it?
Are the symbols visible?
The symbols are visible.
That's the difference then,
Yes, but the symbols look identical unless she can tell the difference.
Get a chance?
Roll.
I've seen these symbols before, you motherfucker. Why can't I tell? I've seen them side by side.
Because they're specifically made to confuse.
Second. So roll for me a
brains, because
brain science or a
brains?
xenoarchaeology
or a straight brains.
That's memory, motherfucker. That's different.
I've seen them. I've seen them.
We've all seen them. It's what it means.
Brain science. They don't mean good things.
I mean, to be fair, you'd be seeing them right now as Hana shows you.
Yeah, spot the difference. That's different. But do you know what they mean? That's not what you asked. Crit fail.
That's a crit fail.
It is indeed a crit fail. 1 second.
Unless somebody can help me out here.
By the way, just for clarification, Chance, since Hana has drawn out the symbols for both the the two types of them, the one that is not infinitology, he keeps sticky notes over when he's not looking at them. Because I know that text is bad, and I do not need others looking at it.
Okay, that's interesting.
One second.
Okay. Only chance he's gut punched.
My hiccups are legitimately painful. Sad dab. The curses of drinking ginger ale.
Alright.
But did you have to do it to get stronger?
Is that it, Chance?
Yeah, babe.
Okay, got it. So Rai looks at them and then looks away from them, holds her stomach.
Rai?
Difference doesn't matter. Ugh. They're both the same.
They aren't the same. These are two distinctly different languages.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
It's the same object. It's the same part of a
They
whole.
do two different things.
Second.
I wait.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I just don't want to talk while you're doing something.
Oh, Chance said the thing, and I think it failed to say halfway through. You didn't finish the sentence. Hold on. 6. That's enough. Okay, got it. What's the last thing Hana said?
He said they're distinct. They're different. It's a distinctly different language. To which she said they have the same effect, or they do the same thing. Or what it's attached to is the same. And he said no, it's different. There's two types. They do different things.
They're both bad, Hana. They're both bad, and
I-
be careful who you show those to.
There's a reason I keep one covered. The point is, though, one of these texts is the text from Infinitology. It can be read. The other is a farce. Do you remember on the Irish, on the walls of the captain's quarters? wall to wall. That's the second one, and he starts covering it back up. I've dubbed it the Corruptor because it doesn't have a name, and it makes it easier. That masquerades as infinitology. It looks the same unless you know what you're looking at. What?
Nothing.
Does she look sick, or?
Yeah, she doesn't look well.
Oh, he stopped. Right.
Just keep going.
You don't look well.
Of course I don't know. I'm gonna let you finish, and I can tell you why I don't.
Okay. These things, I touched the spire with Infinitology Ruins. It tried to reach out to me, but I didn't have what it needed, or I wasn't compatible. And so it didn't take. But when I got to the surface, I climbed out of the cave, and there were an expanse of these spires. Some, the ones that are based on Infinitology, they have a darker red glow when activated. The Corruptors are slightly lighter red. One is trying to make the light greater. The other is trying to extinguish it. Okay? The sun. I thought it was good because it was so dark. It's not. It wants out is the best way I could describe it. It wants out of shock space into our world. I don't know if it's an entity, I don't know if it's mindless and wanting to expand regardless, but it corrupts things it is near to want to help it. This symbol, and he writes out the one that looks like a tower, this is part of the corrupting language, the Corruptor, and it means build more. We saw this on the iris. This isn't part of the Infinitology language. It's different. The Corruptor is distinctly bad to humans, and I will agree with you on that. But the other one is actively trying to combat the effects of the other. And they look identical, nearly.
Yeah.
I spoke to the Seeker about this as well.
What did he say?
He, based on what he said, his words support my theory.
So?
The sun that was in the sky was trying to take me, to try and convert me into helping it get out. These spires are directly connected to that in inverse ways. One is trying to make it, the more of one that's activated, the more it affects it. A Corruptor strengthens its power, strengthens its corruption, and its effects. I think it's also tied to I found a corpse with the blackened bones. By the way, if you go into shock space again, if you see that, don't touch it, okay? No matter what you do.
What happened?
It spreads like a disease, quickly.
Do you want me to look into it?
No. It latches onto you.
He's taking x-rays? Is it on you?
Not physically. But I can't go back into shock space. Or it will spread. Either to me or other people, and I do think that means physically. it, I believe, is directly connected to whatever light entity thing was in the sky. That is the reason I fully believe these infinitology spires are sincerely more, at the very least, benevolent in comparison to the other. I don't think these ones are dangerous to us. But telling the difference between them is what makes them worrisome.
Alright, is that it?
For the most part.
Okay. And I know you covered the corruptor one, right?
Yes.
But Rai continues to refuse to even look at the other one.
Okay.
Unless you were like purposely trying to make Noakes.
No, she's not making her look at it.
Yeah. And then she breathes and says, "Okay, so here's what I know. Okay? The reason why I say they're both the same. They're essentially two sides of the same coin. The sun, you're right, probably isn't good. It's definitely good. And I can actually even agree that those, what you call them, corruptor obelisks, the more they're activated, they give power to them. I can agree with that statement. But it's the same exact thing for the other ones. The infinitologist ones, the more you believe in them, the more you activate them, the more power that side is going to get. And I do mean side.
What is that side?
They're both linked to two different phenomena, two different entities, I'm sure, at this point. And those entities are fighting. And trying to one-up the other one. I don't know if it means the destruction of the other. I don't know if they're just trying to go after the same goal. And it's a winner-take-all sort of situation. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to look into it myself already. But I do know this thing. I do know this much. Those obelisks, they're older than you. They're older than me, of course. They're older than infinitology. They're older than our entire known reality of our universe.
Okay.
Because we're looking into what is essentially a war. A war that has been fought for cycles of sentient life. We're just the newest combatants in it. And it doesn't matter which side wins in these. It doesn't seem to go well for anyone, no matter who wins.
Do you have an example?
Well, I have a hall filled with both the infinitologist obelisks and the corruptor obelisks together in the same room with both sets of symbols, from what I remember, and massive pool filled with bones that goes down and down, down, and every so God, the deeper you go, it just goes from human bones to some other species to some other species, and this has been going on for untold amounts of cycles. Untold amounts of sentient life that have risen up the same way that we've risen up and gotten to the stars. And they use us as proxies to fight this. Fight with each other. Because whoever wins gets something out of it. But everyone else just dies in the end. It moves on to the next cycle.
I see.
Now, you might think the corruptor ones are the bad ones, but both sides are going to use different tactics to get what they want. And right now, you seem very taken with the idea that the other side, this infinitologist obelisk side, are inherently the good ones, and you should support them.
Again, good and bad are very human terms. I do not try to refer to them with those.
Right. But you're obviously not liking one and favoring another,
Yes.
which is probably what they want you to want.
I think the better question here, then, if this is a war that is being fought, and we don't know this yet, but it's worth looking into, which side is winning?
Doesn't matter which side is winning.
It does if you wish to create equilibrium.
Can't do that.
It's possible. I'm not saying solve the whole conflict. Understand. But with something like this, if what you say is true, then, well, would it not be better to try and keep it even, try and keep it away from humanity? If one has absolute power, I'm assuming it's already broken through the thin veil. But if they're constantly going at each other, they're not going at us completely.
Hold on. Do I... Yeah, this is important to them. Okay.
I'm so curious what's happening behind the scenes! Some tomfoolery is afoot. Sorry, if we were to do that, we'd be embroiling ourselves into a proxy war where now both sides would want us out of the picture. How are you so sure? How am I so sure? Yes. Because you're talking about going up against entities that have existed for probably forever. I'm not saying going up against them. You want to somehow equal them out in their fight. Theoretically.
Which is directly against what they would want, right?
Well, it would be against the winning side version. But this is all very black and white that you're looking at it, and I have difficulty believing that's what it is.
Okay.
We just talked about how shock space is incomprehensible to the human mind. To say this side is this and this side is that, very suddenly using terms good and evil, is a very black and white concept that I think we're trivializing the complexity of this.
Let me be 100% clear then. I don't think either of the sides are good or evil. You're right. I think they're not good for us as a species, as a people, as a sentient race that lives in this galaxy. If one of them wins, we all die and get added to a bone pile, and the next cycle continues, and the next one after that.
You've experienced something.
I've seen it.
The war?
Fight. The aftermath. Bones that are left.
Where did you see it? Also, you should sit down. You don't look well.
I don't want to sit down.
What do you want, then?
I want to not be scared of you right now.
His eyes widen a little bit. What? Scared of me.
Just sounds like you've been already taken by one of them.
I am completely sound of thought.
That's what you think.
Right.
I'm sure every infinitologist thinks they're completely sound of thought as well. It's not how these things work. They can make you feel however they want you to feel. Whether it's glee or murderous hatred.
Are they making you feel a way right now?
I don't know. And that's why I need to keep looking into this, because I don't know. I don't even know if I'm compromised or not. And
You can't look at this image.
can't look at either one of them.
So then you're probably compromised on both.
Oh, no. That's what you meant. I'm definitely compromised on one.
Which one?
Probably the light one, probably. I feel like a lot of my things are very...
Corruptor or infinitologist?
I don't know. I don't know them by those titles. Probably... I mean, I abhor both of them. Both Diabolists are terrible. But I just know I usually... that I have a connection to something that I know is...
Describe imagery, symbolism, anything, and maybe I can understand.
No, I'm not corrupted.
I'm not saying you are.
No, I can't. I don't think I can be.
That's good. Maybe
I
it's
know-
something completely different from both.
I know Finn... different from both. Huh. Is that... I'm getting off topic, I'm sorry.
No, this is just as important. What about Finn?
You know, Finn described when I got him out of the dark... The something is screwing with his head.
Visions. Whispers.
It's it. It's
It?
piece of it. One of the things fighting. Technically, it's three things fighting. Actually, the Seeker helps one of them.
One of the three.
One of the two. He's the third.
I don't follow. He helps one of the two, but he's the third?
He is a massively powerful entity in his own right.
Right.
I don't know if he's more powerful than the two that are that are responsible for this whole cycle thing. But I know he's powerful enough to be a main contender with them.
Okay.
And he is an ally to one of the two sides. He's
Then if the two sides we know, it would be the Infinitology. He shaved me from the Corruptor. Brought me back from it. I wouldn't have been savable otherwise. Most of my arm had already converted and I hadn't even noticed. He shielded me from it. That's if you're sure he is partial to one of these things and it isn't some different third altogether. Or neither. As he says, he's flipping over the pictures of the
it's the other way around.
obelisks. What do you mean? It's aligned with him?
No, I mean... The Seekeress was saying that the light, the bubbling light, that was the Corruptor.
Yes. And I'm inclined to agree.
But the Seeker,
Because...
but the
Go
Seeker
ahead.
didn't even show you his true form.
True form.
He doesn't look like that either. He's bigger. It's just...
What does he look like?
Unfathomably big and monstrous. It's not even funny.
Would you be willing to draw it?
When I can, yeah.
Fantastic.
But it's all just corruption.
Well, one of these corruptions is actively trying to break into our world.
I think both of them are trying to do that, and they both corrupt in different ways. Because it's the same coin.
But we haven't seen any of these scenes of violence through the other. Though if you're saying it's different ways, perhaps it's a more subtle. The Corruptor at least has two scenes now I've seen where the symbols it is scrawled with, someone has died, or worked themselves to their end with the obsession in at least pleasant way. I also know that these symbols like to hide in infinitology books because you can't tell the difference.
It's because they're the same.
They're not the same. That's the point. If there's two different entities, and they both have different goals, keep in mind, yes, this is definitely trivializing. It's for something that our human minds can understand, likely. But they are not the same. Of that, I'm positive. But I think this is something, if we want to understand it more, we need more research on it. Talk to me, Rai.
Two successes, empathy.
I think. What are you looking for? Because you might just get it.
Well, she's very quiet right now. Just everything he can get, honestly. Is she afraid still? Why is she, what is the emotion behind the quiet? What, basically anything I can get with my empathy. What's going on beneath the veneer?
She is afraid and frustrated and just trying to figure out what to make you understand, essentially. And she's contemplating things and ways to word things.
Where is she? She sat down, right?
Yeah.
Where's she sitting?
The chair somewhere? I don't know.
Okay. He will pull up a chair so he's not standing over her.
Yeah. But it's not afraid of it's not afraid I don't want to talk about this, it's too scary to think about, sort of thing. It's just she's afraid for you.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, okay, there are differences between the two obelisks, but they both lead the same result, because they're both created and made
They're
by
weapons.
the same thing.
The same entity?
Yes,
I thought you said it was two entities.
there are two entities, but
Only
The
one
obelisk-
entity creates
the
the
ob-
obelisk.
the obelisk leads to the same end, the same point, I think.
Do neither entity create the obelisks? A third makes them. Is that what you're saying?
The light makes them.
And the light is what you are connected with.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know anymore. I don't know.
The light.
Could be.
The light.
Just be something else.
Okay, because forgive me, I'm a bit wary of light in shock space now.
Should be wary of everything in shock space.
Yes, well, one of them specifically tried to take my mind from me.
Almost everything is going to try and take your mind from you.
I actually encountered several pleasant things there. Most of the large, scaly, snake-like creatures were rather amicable. But that's besides the point.
Did they have sentience?
Yes. Of the two I met, again, Baron, but
Of the two, you met another?
I told you, the Sphinx and the Seeker.
Oh my god, the Sphinx. Right.
It counts.
Sorry, you described it as that. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't look like that for me again. Sorry.
It's fine. Once I have a picture, I'll be able to aptly rename it. But for now, it's the Sphinx. That's besides the point. I want just, and he reaches out slowly, like just to make sure that he's not like intruding on boundaries. Does she let him touch her?
So just slightly, but you can get in there.
No, once he sees her flinch, he won't. He'll stop. So he does not touch her. Once he sees the flinch, he brings his hand back. I'm not far gone. I am interested in learning. And it's why I wanted to talk to you, is because you have more information. I was rejected by one, and the other I am not amicable towards. So, understand that the actions I am taking are out of free will, and I am capable of stopping if needed, or pursuing a different path of research. I'd rather not, to be honest. This is all beyond anything I've ever comprehended, and that makes it extremely fascinating. But I want you to know that whatever you've experienced with these things, it matters to me just as much as my experience. And I wish to factor it in when regarding them.
Wait one.
Okay.
Because I need to ask Chance a very important question and figure something out.
Okay.
Might change things. Very sorry.
It's all good.
How you doing? How's this RP going for you?
It's going pretty well. How's it going for you?
It's going okay. It's going okay.
Okay.
I mean, you might be indoctrinated, my man, but it's going okay. No one's dead yet. No one's fighting or anything.
Am I indoctrinated or are you indoctrinated?
I am definitely not indoctrinated.
That sounds like something someone indoctrinated would say.
It says also you, who says that you're not.
Mm-hmm,
That you know. So
Someone get the Spider-Man meme. Look, man, all I'm saying is I burned a save point to not be indoctrinated. Dabs.
And yet here you are.
Oh yeah, well Hana still has free agency to be an idiot.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're definitely right. Alright then.
No. Wait for. I'm curious what you asked Chance. Wait for him to respond.
Oh no, that was me responding to Chance.
Oh, okay.
I can try something. I can give you everything I've seen as I've seen it. Everything I know as I know it. Everything I felt as I felt.
Okay.
Time out.
Okay.
Let me step in here a second.
Stop it immediately. I know I'm over exaggerating how it works.
Yes.
Very much. This is just what Ryan would say. I'm sorry.
Okay, because
At best, it's
sharing
like
thoughts
images.
is very different.
Very different. I know. The best is
Okay.
gonna be images. I understand.
All right.
I did make him make that power though, Jordan.
I'll
Oh,
go
is that
back
another
and
thing?
down.
Is that a new thing? Where is
Mm.
that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Has it always been there, or is it new?
It's new.
What? Where is it?
It's like-
Just below shared thoughts.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, didn't even see that. My god.
They got added not too long ago.
How dare?
What? How dare I suggest a new one?
Damn it! I should have bought this. Fuck. This is literally what I
It was
need.
literally added a couple days ago.
Oh man.
Good dunked on.
How much does it cost? How much do you need, boy?
It's not about
can't-
cost. It's not about cost.
I can't buy it right now.
It's alright.
It's an RP.
Shit. Wait, does that mean yes, Chance?
It's an RP. You can't buy it right now.
Yeah. Damn it, man. I need announcements on this shit, okay?
Next time I suggest the power, I'll make sure to let you know.
Damn it. That's what I need right now. Literally what I'm using. I've been using shared thoughts.
That's why I suggest.
this
That's
exact
why I
thing.
thought it would be useful. It would be.
It is
easy,
useful.
right?
I just
It's,
really sad I didn't have it.
Graham got hit with this problem earlier too. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I suggested it.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, anyway, Rai says that, of course.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But it's gonna be weird.
That's fine.
Might hurt.
It'll be unpleasant, but that's fine as well.
And only if you're sure.
I am sure, but one thing I wish to preface with, because I don't know exactly how these things work. As I said, I'm a little corrupted. Is that going to be a danger of it spreading to you if you do this?
No.
You say no, or I don't know.
No, I'll know.
You'll know.
Yeah, and I'll handle it.
That's not what I'm...
It won't be a worry to me.
How will it not be a worry to you? I need you to be specific with me, because otherwise I am not risking this. Right.
Okay, I have a second entity inside my body separate from myself with its own will that would need to go through for it to indoctrinate them. They'll be able to know what's up, and I can then go about fixing it.
And if it spreads through physicality, if it's within your body, it spreads to you.
At this point now, you're not anything to this at this point for reasons.
Well,
that
I suppose I should ask you, are you sure in return?
I'm the one that offered it, so yes.
All right.
Okay. No, share thoughts.
What happens now?
Well, now I accidentally closed the window.
I share thoughts leaves.
I think Chance needs to pull up his whole giant, like 5-hour long explanation piece.
All right. So what kind of thoughts are you trying to share here? Because you're just able to share thoughts. You can't share memories.
I mean, I can share images. I've shared images before, though. Yeah.
You can share images that you're thinking about, but they're not, perfect. They're your own images and thoughts.
Motherfucker, you gonna fucking make this
Yes.
debuff?
Can she?
Yes.
Can she? Well, here's the question: can she roll to recall, and then as she's recalling, send it back?
No,
Oh man.
that would be share memory.
Yeah, great. So now that this new share memory thing has been made, my share
bud,
thoughts is
I'm
fucking.
sorry.
Are you joking me right now?
You were using it like that already because that's what I wanted it for.
I'll fucking kill someone. I can't believe this has happened to me. I've been nerfed. Damn it.
You deserve it.
Apparently.
Do we need to walk back a couple steps?
No, I'll figure something out. Because I might have something else. Want you to know, Chance, that you're a piece of shit.
Ask your question, Jordan. I don't hear an actual question. I just hear insults.
I'm looking through things, okay?
Well, then stop muttering and start speaking.
No, they don't have what I need them to have. Of course, they never do. They never do!
Instead of fucking your wife, I just steal all the benefits of your powers.
Yeah, it's arguably worse.
Wow.
Alright, well, we're gonna do what we can with this for now then until after this RP and I get a power that will let me do it. I'll come back with my new notes, I guess, motherfucker.
Okay, so then walk it back, or
No, I'm gonna back. I'll try my best. I'm thinking, Chance, on all of the themed things I've seen, all the things I've been told. My experience with my most recent experience is probably gonna be the most vivid for all that. I'm gonna try and go back though, also for the original vision, with the obelisk's hull and all that crap. And all the
Okay.
bones and everything.
Okay.
Dr. Black, I guess, could fit in there somewhere.
Okay.
I say that mostly not because I'm thinking of it, mostly because he's just a part of it. He's scary.
mm-hmm.
Roll me a cold minus
Okay.
3.
Cool. On it, sir.
Tell me what you get, because I'm too lazy to look at roll 20.
No worries. I have to check what my cold is currently at.
Can't believe you've done this.
Or wait, we've had a day to recover, so our cold is down again, yeah?
Cold is down again, yes.
Nice.
I'll
So
never forgive you for this. These bad patch notes.
-3, right?
They're good,
Yeah,
Jordan. They're
minus
good.
3.
One
It's
success.
not cold.
All right. So, Hana,
Mhm.
you almost have a panic attack.
Okay.
2, because you only got 1 success.
Mhm.
You want it to stop. Rai is giving you images that it hurts to think about. Like some of the information, thoughts, and ideas are being given to you. Okay, those make sense. But whenever Rai is like thinking about some of their encounters, especially the more recent stuff that they've had in the shock, does not compute, does not comprehend. Error code. What the fuck am I looking at? It's quite literally the entire thing of how you're seeing the unspeakable horrors to you. I mean, your brain cannot, your Brian cannot help. Your brain just cannot handle it.
Ryan,
You're able to not have a panic attack, but you need it to stop.
Okay.
Like you're able to keep your cool enough where you're able to not just be like stop, where you can calmly
Mm-hmm.
explain to Rai to stop. However, I will say that you are given some things do click into place from Rai's perspective, from what it looks like. The obelisks are one and the same, the good and the bad. Whereas they are two pieces of the same coin, like she was saying. But where that idea is coming from seems to be coming from something which, unfortunately, you cannot comprehend. But some parts of it does make sense. The idea that it's almost like she's saying that the infinitology stuff will always lead to corrupting stuff.
Ah.
It's not that infinitology gets debased, it's that infinitology is the disease. At least this is how Rai interprets it. Because
Right.
again, whatever seems to back this up, it's not comprehensible for you. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Something else is there is 3 distinct entities. The Seeker, which the only reason you know it's a Seeker is because Rai's thinking that this is the Seeker.
Mm-hmm.
Brain melts. There's another thing which
Oh,
Rai,
was that the second one?
yeah. Well, the Seeker
Seeker.
brain melts. The other thing, brain melts. The light. I understand the light. The light's a light. So there's 3 entities there. And the Seeker and the other brain melting thing don't like
Now-
light.
The light. Do I recognize the light?
Yes.
Okay, so
It's-
the light.
It's the light. So there's your 3 entities.
Okay, got it.
And after that, you just need to stop.
Okay,
Rice starts trying to also do the other stuff with the how apparently obelisks may be created by aliens, but not created by aliens. But there's bazillions of them.
but that's
but-
not. It's not sticking right now.
There's just a lot going
He-
on.
So, Rai, I'm going to need you to stop.
I'm not done
I'm
yet.
going to need you to stop, please.
She'll stop.
Thank you. Maybe on another day where I actually have slept. Or in smaller bits. He blinks a couple times and adjusts his glasses. It's a lot at once. He just takes a couple seconds to breathe a little bit, you know. He stopped right at the cusp of the panic attack. He just breathes for a second. Whew. All right. Okay. So, I got to the entities. And if you're alright, we can try for everything after that at a different point. But I need a break right now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I think you are right about me maybe being predisposed to one. Which makes sense.
He looks at Rai. How's she doing? What's she looking like?
Ooh, she's looks conflicted. A part of her is like, okay, yeah, we can try again later. It's working. This is working. I'm just bad at explaining things. That's it. It's okay. This is gonna be fine. We got this, right? We're friends. But there's like this every so often though with that it's pulled into like a pit of not being sure that any of it actually even worked and if this is worth it or anything like that.
Hey, Rai. Talk to me, please. You know, I'm not good at reading emotions. He tries to steady himself. His hands are a little shaky, but he kind of puts his hand down, not on Rai, but like on the chair next to her. So like near her, but not on her.
You promise that it's working a little bit and that we're going to keep trying?
I promise. I promise. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want to know.
And this isn't the sort of thing where it's like you're just gonna disprove me and not actually listen.
He looks a little hurt by that, actually. Actually, not looks, you can feel it. Shakes his head. I asked you here as an equal. I'm not here to disprove you, Rai. That's not the point. I don't know the absolute to any of this. I don't think you do either. With all due respect, this is all an incomprehensible thing. We are researching an unknown. So, in short, no, I'm not going to try to disprove you. I may refute things I don't agree with, but... well, who's to say I'm right either? Besides me, of course.
Of course.
Small, sad smile.
Okay.
Are you all right?
I will be. It's just a lot.
This or everything?
Everything.
He. Where's her hands right now?
She's probably like curled her legs into her seat a bit.
Oh. He'll lift his hand and kind of, once again, similar to how he did before, kind of put it more towards her and see if she flinches.
I don't think she will this time.
Okay. He will then reach over and take her hand. And just hold it. We're here, alright? If there's anything you need, anything, even if it doesn't make sense, we're here. I'm here. And gives her hand a squeeze.
She'll accept that.
Okay.
It's still a notion.
That we're here.
No. Shock's still a notion.
Prove it to me and I'll believe you. Gives a smile.
And smile from her.
Want to cut it there?
If you want.
Unless you have more to say.
No, I think we're good then.
Shakes your hand.
Shake your hand.